afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the period of August 9 to the 15th. So let's get started and see what messages we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for their week. And if this reading resonates for you, please leave me a comment letting me know. And don't forget to hit that like button. Okay, let's see what's going on here for our Sagittarius friends for August 9 to the 15th. Okay. Okay, we've got the Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So we've got some decisions to make maybe that we're procrastinating on. Don't want to do it. Not sure of the significance yet. Okay, let's see here. So Sagittarius, your desire to create something new is holding back a shift in your perspective. It's almost like it's not time. It's not time yet. It's not time yet, Sagittarius. You're rushing the agenda because you want some quick fix. Yes, you're looking for a quick fix. And I'm not judging you. I think you're looking for a quick fix right now because you're done. You're in a scenario right now where no matter how much you try to think of it in a different way, you're not able to shift. You're not able to use your intellect to shift right now. And it's because it's not about shifting. It's about adopting a brand new perspective entirely, and you're not there yet. You're not there yet because you're setting the timeline, Sag, right? No one's setting the timeline but you. You're still in a place where you're looking for justice. And it's almost like you're going to get to a place soon, I think, where you see that it's really just about adopting a brand new perspective, and that whoever's right or wrong in this scenario doesn't matter. It doesn't actually change anything. And this could be where you're at right now, where you're sitting in a place where you're thinking it's not fair, or that person is in the wrong, you know, and that's unjust. That is behavior that is lacking virtue. You could be saying that about yourself or another party, but regardless, this is not helpful right now. This is not the energy that's helpful. What is going to be helpful is the idea of sort of changing your perspective. This was at the bottom of the deck, and we see the Ace of Swords in reverse as the key message for your reading. So that says to me that you've got to look inwards and make a shift that way. You're not going to be able to shift your mind and balance out anything in the external world until you change your mind about something fundamental. And I think the thing that you have to fundamentally change your mind about is this idea that it's not fair. I keep getting that in my head, that I don't deserve this, that my efforts and my offerings up until now are not equal with what I'm receiving. That's what I feel like. I feel like you're questioning, did I do something to deserve this? It's almost like you're asking yourself, what have I done to deserve this? And when I say this, it's whatever, if this is resonating for you, it's whatever is top of mind for you right now. And man, are you looking for a way out of this? You're looking for any shortcut. You're looking for any distraction. You're looking for any sort of way around this obstacle that's in your mind. And it's like you just, yeah, you're looking for a shortcut here. You're looking for a distraction to sort of get you out of this. But really, you are at a place where you finished a cycle. And it's almost like your life is going to go into some sort of shift very soon. You are leveling up, and I think you feel it. It's just not happening in the desired way. That's it. It's more of a fight than you want it to be. It feels like a struggle. But honestly, you are narrating this story, Sagittarius. So there's something in your mind that is saying to you, this is outside of our ability to shift. When truly, I don't think anything is outside your ability to shift. But I think sometimes things are more difficult to shift out of than other things. Some things we're able to accept. That's the key, right? Are you able to accept it and be willing, a willing participant? Sadhguru always says, are you a volunteer? Or, volunteers show up as willing participants to do stuff, right? And so unless you show up with that perspective, it's going to feel like it's against your will, like you're being forced into it. And that's what I see here when I see this 3 of Wands in reverse, like that somehow it's like you're not part of this future, that you're not developing this future path as you go, when we are. Every choice we make has an impact, right? And our inner being, our inner guidance knows whether or not the choices you're making are getting you closer or further from the things you desire, right? You don't know necessarily on a conscious level, but your inner guidance system knows all the time how close or far you are from the path you desire, and how much of it are you resisting, right? How much of this future path are you resisting because you're not able to shift your mind? And that's where that's where it happens. It's almost like you need a shift. You need to shift out of thinking black and white, right? Where you are right now, you're thinking, and it's very hard to be in this position because there's got to be a right and there's got to be a wrong. There's got to be a good and there's got to be a bad. And that's crazy talk. You know what I'm saying? Because there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. It's all completely subjective, right? And so by you doing this, it's almost like you're tying the hands of this energy and not letting it shift, not letting it generate change. And it's fascinating because this is Libra and this is Aquarius. So Sagittarius, you might have other placements in the air signs because holy moly. And then if you want to laugh, look at what's on the bottom. After the 2 of Swords, we see the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is your Gemini energy. So there you go. There's the complement of all the air signs. And they're all here to say, we're going to shake your daily pattern up and stop resisting it. You're being challenged here to make mental shifts, to adapt to all these changes. And what the only upright card here is what your inner dialogue is, which is, I need to establish whose fault this is. Who's responsible for this? Because what the heck is this? Why am I dealing with this in my life? And you want to know who's responsible for this because it's going to dictate how your future goes in your mind. And so you want to know what the hell caused this, right? Well, it's interesting. I think you're going to find out, but it's just going to come later. It's going to come later, but it's almost like right now you can feel it on a level where it's like you feel this restlessness, or you will feel this restlessness, and it's stirring. It's stirring and stirring. And as it stirs, your rational mind is trying to make sense of it, when really it's time to just start daydreaming about your future and what you want to see, right? Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's real. So what is this inner dialogue that you have right now? Because your mind doesn't know the difference, right? Like if you start fantasizing about all of the things that and visualizing about all these things that you want and desire and want to experience, and you keep looping them in your mind, regardless of what you're looping in your mind, the universe is listening. So if you're looping worst case scenarios, the universe is listening. If you're looping your most desired outcome, the universe is listening and will support you regardless of what you're thinking about. So it's sort of like You've got to get a hold of that. I feel like right now you're at a place where you're just looking for an escape because it's all so overwhelming. But at the heart of it, there is something that you really want to create. There's something really, really passionate that you want to put out into the world. There's something that you want to almost like, I see you putting your hands in the earth and like doing something and then creating something. Like you really want to, I mean, that's metaphorical maybe for some of you, but maybe for some of you it's not a metaphor. Maybe it's literally that there's an idea in your mind that you feel you could see with your eyes if you just figured out how to create it here in your life. And I think that information is coming, but it's a matter of really appreciating two things here. And the two things are that you are leveling up. You are changing. You've ended a chapter or will end a chapter very soon. And it's almost like you need to accept it and allow it and to sort of stop trying to fight it. Shift along with the energies that are shifting naturally. Don't resist it. Don't try and keep the status quo if it's over. If the status quo is no more, then why are you hanging on to it? I mean, we hang on to it because we attach meaning to it. So I'm not being facetious, I get it. But I mean, it is sort of a time for you to, honestly, Sagittarius, if it were me, I would say it's time really for you to relax and allow all of this to just happen, and know that no matter what you have done in the past, you're not going to be able to, like, it's almost like you've done everything you can. This isn't up to you anymore. You've already done everything you can. Excuse me. You've already done everything you can. There is no effort that you could make more than you're already making. So let me take that burden off of your shoulders right now, okay? And let me relieve you of that feeling that there's anything you could have done to impact this. And it could be your mind telling you that you didn't do enough that is screwing with you right now. You know what I'm saying? You've got to watch how you're talking to yourself. This inner narrative is programming what you see. So we need to make sure that the inner narrative is finding positives in things that appear challenging and negative, right? Like if there's a circumstance in your life that appears very challenging, ask yourself, what are the positive things about this experience? Instead of focusing on just the challenge, what are the opportunities for growth that this situation is bringing in? And I know that that's difficult. And I know that it's like, I could get raked over the coals in the comments, people saying, things about, maybe I'm being insensitive, or maybe this is, wow, look at the world. How can you say that? And the world's in the shape that it's in. Well, because it's always a choice of how we perceive things, okay? My dear Sagittarius, you've got to watch that narrative in your mind and make sure that you're not holding yourself accountable for things that are outside of your control. First of all, don't hold yourself accountable to things that are outside of your control. And then the other advice here from this reading is allow this change to happen. Allow this change to happen without looking for a distraction or a shortcut or an escape. This experience that you're going through is going to teach you something about yourself that's going to allow you to envision your future. Okay? It will. It's just, I feel like you're almost blaming yourself or holding yourself accountable for something that's happened that is outside of your control, and that you're trying to understand it in a way that is adding resistance, right? It's like, it's interesting. If this is resonating for you, it is definitely the issue that's top of mind for you right now. That's something in your life that is shifting, and that you're trying to understand it. And by in trying to understand it, you're sort of slamming yourself up against the wall over and over again, because you don't understand why you can't make sense of it. And I think it's because it's not time for you to make sense of it yet. It's just time for you to allow it to unfold as it needs to, knowing that you've done everything you can in order to impact it with effort. Okay? You've done everything you can effort-wise and resource-wise. You've invested. You've done the legwork, right? Now it's time to tap into your intuition and your spirit and to see what is stirring under there. What is stirring beneath the intellect and beneath the hard work and the mental work? What's swimming and stirring beneath that, right? What's going on in your inspiration? What's going on in your intuition? I see a suspicious lack of cups in your reading, Sagittarius. So that makes me wonder, where's the emotion here? Are you denying emotion with this devil in reverse? This could be you trying to avoid emotion completely, because I don't see any cups here. So that really tells me something, that you're thinking it's all mind and effort. What about emotion? What are your emotions saying to you right now? Is that why you're looking for an escape, because the emotions are too intense? It might be. It might be. Let's see what guidance we get for you from the Oracle deck to close this reading. Sagittarius, needing to allow and detach from the concept that if I just do more, things will be better. Sometimes doing less is what you need to do. I don't think there's any action or effort that you can take. I don't even think there's a mental action you can take. I think you just need to accept this. This is a scenario where you just have to accept it, allow it, and tap into that intuition. Okay, for Sagittarius, what are the guiding messages from the Oracle deck here? The cards are moving. Ooh, there we go. Community. Anything else? Okay, there we go. We got community. Oh, and gateway. Oh, I love both of these cards. Rainbow, unicorn, butterflies. This is a dawning day. My dear Sagittarius, both of these cards are screaming at me that you need to just go with the flow. You need to pay attention to your intuition right now, and almost in the height of all of this stuff happening that you feel you have no control over, trust that it's all leading you towards a new community. You are going to find yourself amongst these people. Okay, you could start, you might actually be starting to feel this now. You might be starting to feel like the company you keep isn't really serving you anymore. And that's not to say you should go around and like start obliterating friendships, but if there is energy around you that isn't serving you, find the community that does. Where do you feel connected? Okay, and know that you're stepping into a new path. You've got this World card in reverse here as your final guidance, and when I see the Gateway card with that beautiful unicorn, it really makes me feel like, Sagittarius, don't doubt what your intuition is saying. Just allow it to unfold, and don't feel like you need to escape or add more work, quote unquote, like effort, physical effort, or that you need to sharpen your intellect to understand this. This is going to be something you feel with your sixth sense, with your intuition. You're going to feel this community. You're going to feel this gateway. This is almost making me want to cry a little bit. I really feel like you are starting. Look at how beautiful this dawning day is in both cards. You really are starting a new chapter, Sagittarius. It's undeniable, and it's going to resonate with you. With that rainbow, you are going to be in balance. You don't need to look for a shortcut. I almost feel like you could be heading into like a dark night of the soul, because this is going to be a brand new day, a brand new beautiful day that resonates with you on every level. I think, Sagittarius, man, you are going through a shift. I really feel like Sagittarius is going through a rebirth. Look at those butterflies. You are in the cocoon potentially right now, trying to fight your way out. Just relax. When it's time to leave the cocoon, you will know it. Just like the butterfly. As cheesy as that sounds. Wow, I'm going to leave it at that. This has been a beautiful energy to sit in. If this reading has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, my email is in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we will see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends.